As you have learned in previous classes, it is necessary to apply relationship to measurements in order to facilitate drawing measurements. This is done so that the geometry is automatically updated after any change. However, there are some elements which do not accept parameterization. So in this class, you will learn how to avoid this kind of measurement error. Let's see some cases of errors which occurred in measurement parameterization. Cyclic reference is one of the errors which occur in this type of measurement. This type of error occurs when you cross-reference two measurements, such as D1 is D2 and D2 is D1. An error message will be displayed and will let you know the expression is invalid when this type of operation is performed. Another may occur when you delete a cross-reference dimension. When you delete this type of dimension, a dialog box will be displayed. The box will warn you that this dimension is linked to other drawing dimensions and the dimension will be substituted by its numerical value. For example, you can use geometric constraints to specify equality to avoid these type of errors. See this example. The two arms display the same measurements. There are two ways to proceed, through dimensional or geometric constraints. For dimensional constraints, you can define the length of arm 2 to be equal to the length of arm 1. But in this case, if the arm 1 dimension is deleted, the arm 2 measurement will be unlinked and the specified value will be put in from the deleted measurement. You can use geometric constraints to avoid this error. You can define the same measurements for both arms applying the equal tool to apply the equal constraint. This can help you to avoid project errors. As mentioned at the beginning of this class, there are other errors besides improper measurement parameterization. These errors occur to the application limitations applied to specific objects. One of the first limitations is that it is impossible to relate measurements to add or remove parts from the geometry drawing. An example is when to increase the steering wheel diameter, then you also need to increase the number of spokes. Another example is you are also limited in text parameterization, as it is not possible to parameterize dimensions to insert text contents. You cannot apply dimensional and geometric constraints to other elements which are reference files. AutoCAD does not let us insert any type of geometric or dimensional constraint to these entities. So in this class we have learned about some errors which may occur in drawing parameterization and how to avoid them. You also have studied some tools and you have been introduced to some constraints and their application.